Okay, hey, hi, hello, welcome back, Alexandrine Codex. I'm apparently playing Islanders because I can't figure out what else to play, and I want to record something to get the old backlog moving along. I think I'm good for like a week, but man, the anxiety builds up, and like, I haven't recorded anything in 2 days. Can I get out of the habit? It is Thursday, September 19th, 18th, I don't fucking know what day it is. I hardly know what year it is with the old graveyard lifestyle I'm living right now. I'm good. I'm very good. I am very excited. Part of me wanting to record this, part of the reason behind me wanting to record this is I now have plans. I don't know why I'm talking that cadence, because I'm thinking, I guess, plans this weekend. And I won't be able to record, which is fine. Now, I don't even think I need to record, honestly. I think I'm good on the backlog, but I'm just looking for an excuse to play some Islanders, I guess. Really loved Red Strings Club. Really loved that. That was a lot of fun, and I'm definitely going to look into other things by that developer. Now, since playing the game, I have gone through and read reviews of it, and the whole hubbub about dead naming a character. Yeah, it's problematic. That's it. It's problematic, and I can definitely see why folks took issue with that. In the context of the game, kind of makes sense. Person who did it is pretty unlikable, and seems like something he'd do. But you know, as a writer, as a game designer, as a creative force in any existence, ultimately you get to make those choices. You get to decide what your universe does and does not involve. Adam Coble talks a lot about this when it comes to, well, talked a lot about this. It's kind of a done deal. And other folks have talked about it to a great extent too, but I think he was the one I heard first talk about it. Is that true? Well, anyway, I'll stop gilding the lily. The thing I'm talking about is, in fiction, the universe can be whatever the fuck you want it to be. That's the point. Like, there doesn't have to be sexism or racism or violence in your universe. These don't have to be intrinsic things about the universe, because you're fictionalizing, you're creating a new universe to share together. So somebody dead naming somebody else to demonstrate is a narrative device to demonstrate what kind of a shitty person they are. You did not do that, and demonstrate it through all the other ways they demonstrated what a difficult and frustrating character that was, through dialogue, through conversation, through their actions and their beliefs, and all the other ways that they really, in my mind, hit the ball out of the park. So it was unnecessary. And if a community, particularly a marginalized community, takes issue with something you've done, a way you've presented their community particularly, well, it's your job to shut the fuck up and listen and change things. I don't feel like it would have any impact at all if they, on the game or the narrative or anything else, if they just changed that one bit to what was so-and-so's old name to what is this other person's middle name. You don't even have to change the name. You have to change like one line of dialogue, and since it's not voice acted, it doesn't really matter. And I think, you know, there's something to be said for artistic integrity. The work is done and I don't want to change it. But you know, work also unintentionally hurt people. Or reminded people of hurt in their lives. And you don't have to do that. You can make changes to minimize that or rectify that or quit hurting people. So you should do it, right? Like, if you're given a choice between hurting people, continuing what you're doing and hurting people, and stopping what you're doing and not hurting people, easy choice. Easy choice, or at least I feel like it should be. But, you know, that's just me. I'm just a simpre. So no, that's getting very Mr. Toshi. That's a NLSS reference. If you don't get it, it's not worth looking up. Or maybe it is. You know, knock yourself out. It's quality content there. I laughed because I was about to say programming. I'm like, nah, that's not the right word. I totally lost my train of thought. That's probably a good thing. Wasn't much there to begin with. Yeah, you'll appreciate we're going at a faster pace, or I'm going at a faster pace to breeze through this. We could take it slower, and that was nice. That was really, relaxing. Really, really relaxing and calming and kind of therapeutic. And yeah, I'm all about that. But also, I don't want to turn this into another series as long as the last one. I kind of just want to hop on today, play as long as I play, and let that be its own thing. So I'm kind of betting against myself here and hoping that I do lose, so that there's an appropriate end to this, or segue into something else. I mean, if I keep knocking it out of the park, that's great, but you can tell I'm really not trying that hard. I'm not trying hard because trying hard's not cool. God, I've had a lot of reminders lately, I guess, of what it was like to be a teenager. Earlier today, I was talking to someone who's been really important in my life, someone who, especially when I was younger, made some major impacts on my life, and my personality, my tastes in different things, and they really were a very potent force in my life. Ultimately, I think positively, but, you know, there were ups and downs at the time. Which is just to say it was a relationship between two young human beings. But I was asked by this person about my history with anger issues. Now, if you watched this channel for any period of time, if you know me personally, hi, hey, how's it going? Thanks for watching. You'll know that I don't often get angry. I can get frustrated or irritated. Lord knows I go off on preachy tirades about political things and things in the world that hurt people, really. Things that impact people, and see how it's starting to build up already. But I don't get angry as much in the way that I used to, particularly when I was young. Now, when I was young, especially when I was very young, I mean pre-adolescent, I had horrible anger issues. And yeah, you can say, oh, all kids do, all toddlers do, or whatever else. But no, I was a very vindictive and borderline sadistic child. I never hurt any animals or anything like that. I want to be clear that I'm not a fucking sociopath, but I did pick a lot of fights. I picked a lot of losing fights, and it's not something I'm completely over. There are times when it shows up. But I was asked by this person who is really close to me and really important to me, or has been really close to me, and is really important to me. You know, whatever. Time is weird, and trying to determine how feelings change over time is not something I'm good with. I'm a very... I don't stop loving people. Not really. I have a really hard time letting go. Not really my jam. I'm deeply nostalgic. And I continue to think that people are beautiful and exciting and lovable for all the reasons that I fell in love with them in the first place, or liked them in the first place. And it's weird, but that's my jam. Anywho, I was talking about it. These anger issues really were inherited largely from my father, who presumably got it from his dad, which some of it is likely genetic, or a predisposition is probably genetic, but, you know, damn near all of it's behavioral. Not to discredit the likelihood that there are biochemical impacts as well, but I think a lot of it's behavioral. And ultimately, my answer to how I came to terms with it, grappled, and changed is pretty poorly. At first, for years and years, and I started trying to make a concentrated effort to be less angry and destructive and hurtful when I was around 11 or 12, and I mean, I was still a real shitty kid for a while. I think the real impetus to change was seeing how hurt I was by people in my life who had those same anger issues, i.e. paternal, there we go, paternal figures. I don't know, are very different sounds. And it was just sheer force of will that I started policing my behavior and recognizing that I was the only one who had any control or responsibility over my actions and how they affected other people. If I really cared for these people and if I really didn't want to hurt them, then I would just fucking stop. And, you know, it's not that easy. If you have ever suffered from any kind of clinical disorder or mental disorder, emotional disorder, it's never as easy as just like, just be happy, bro, or just, you know, don't be sad. If only. But that was my determination for a long time, was just to stick it out, fucking deal with it, and just stop. Just seize control of my behavior and stop. And through decades of persistence, it's started to get there. It started to work, but it wasn't all me. It wasn't just sheer force of will. You know, I overcame these anger issues through trial and error, and really a lot of the emotional labor and suffering of the people around me. You know, I'd make some progress, but then something would tip me off and I'd roll back, and then I'd make some more progress. And a lot of these people who got caught in the crossfire were people incredibly important to me. Friends, Romans, countrymen, lovers, partners, siblings, family. The family is a complicated thing. With respect to my relationship with my father in particular, it's a lot of fun. Sorry, I keep trailing off, trying to think about where I'm placing things. It is worth noting, I'm pretty fucking tired. I've been working 10, 11-hour shifts this entire week because 3 people decided to take time off. You're so considerate. So your boy working overtime, which will be great when the paycheck comes in. No, it won't. It'll be okay when the paycheck comes in. But will just slowly reinforce my belief that I should be getting paid better all the time, not just some of the time. Anywho, I recovered as a part of a very social effort, knowingly or not. I outgrew it because of the people around me, the people who helped me through it, the people who I hurt a lot in the process. And this friend, this really important person who was asking on behalf of somebody else just for perspective and the options besides therapy. Dog, if you struggle with conditions that hurt folks around you and you love those people, just go to therapy. It's embarrassing a little bit. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be embarrassing. We have such a toxic view of mental health care in the United States that it can be embarrassing at first, and that's something you'll have to work through. But if you really love and care about people in your life and you have behaviors that are actively harming them, obviously try your best to take care of it yourself, but get help. Because they deserve it. You deserve it, yeah, but if you're being stubborn about it and not wanting to go for whatever reason, and hey, I hear you, I also struggle with seeking help. I think a lot of people do. It's completely normal. You may not believe that you need to be there for your own sake. You think you can tough it out and you can deal with it. But if the folks in your life who matter to you, who you love, who love you, are wanting you to go, they're asking because they're hurting and they want you to help them stop the hurting. And at that point, it really isn't about you anymore. It's about them. It's about what they need, and if you are willing to swallow your pride and give them what they need. And again, man, I've been, at times, particularly in my last relationship, hesitant. And in my last relationship, there were times when I outright refused to go to therapy or counseling for various things. In retrospect, I was probably in the wrong there. See, I'm even still saying probably, even though it's easier to give advice than to take advice, you know? It's easier to preach than to be preached to. They're such weird, dumb meat puppets sometimes. But yeah, I'm not preaching from on high here saying you're bad and you should feel bad. This is such an obvious solution. Why the fuck aren't you going for it? No, I feel you. I hear you. I definitely relate. And I too have been scared and proud and hide my fear behind in being indignant or too good for it or that I didn't believe in it. And honestly, I do kind of think that a big part of therapy is paying somebody else to do emotional labor, and I'm a little uncomfortable with that. At the same time, it is consulting hopefully somebody with serious training and expertise. So it's not exactly that, but it's weird looking back over a couple of decades of work and having somebody important, really important to me. I would downplay it and be like, oh, you know, pretty important, but no, they're really important to me. Be like, how'd you overcome this? I'm like, I didn't. I mean, I mostly did. I've made a lot of good progress, but I'm not perfect. I'm really proud of myself that my anger hasn't become an issue in my relationships in a long time. But it's still quietly there. It's still something that, oh, I don't know, once in a blue moon, really like once in the last 3 or 4 years, I've had to sit with and breathe through and just feel it out and not let it out. Not let it out in a destructive way. I'm certainly not saying suppress your feelings. Sure as fuck don't do that. Feel what you feel and be in the moment with it and process it and recognize why you're feeling what you're feeling and try to tease it out. Don't lash out at people. And maybe that's the part I've gotten better at over the years. It's just feeling this awful feeling, but recognizing that it's my feeling and it's my garbage to deal with. That I shouldn't inflict it on others around me. Yeah. It's been a weird day. Been a very weird day. Most Thursdays. Today is Thursday, right? Yeah, most Thursdays are pretty fucking boring. Most Thursdays are work until 6 a.m. Come home. Shower probably. Make breakfast. Watch dumb shit on the internet. Play games. Talk to like 1 or 2 people. And then go the fuck to sleep. It's very exciting, the life I lead. So the concentrated effort to be more social that I was talking about last week, earlier this week, it works. Like so many other things in life, it really comes down to the worst advice. No, just do it, bro. Just quit being sad. Just fucking talk to people. Just get out. Just, do it. I hate it. I hate that advice. It is the least useful and productive thing to tell to somebody who's depressed, tell to somebody who's suffering from anxiety or so many other things. But really, it is about finding the strategies and mechanisms and tools that get you to the point where you can just do it. But that's the hard part, is getting to that point. The hard part is getting to the point where just do it is even imaginable, even the possibility of something working or connecting or not just falling the fuck apart or being impotent in nothing. That's hard. And I don't know how to fix that. Not myself and not in other people. It's just a decision. So many things in life to me seem like decisions. When I started seeing the last person I was dating, and this is, we were seeing other people at the time. I'm largely polyamorous. I prefer, typically, and there are definite exceptions, like my last relationship, where I prefer to be in a relationship that is open or participating in ethical non-monogamy. Because I love people, all kinds of different people, for all kinds of different reasons, and acting like I don't, or trying to not talk about it, sucks. It fucking sucks. And not acting on it, whatever. I'm not a teenager. God bless you if you still are. Been there, man. Fight the good fight. Government sucks. Won't listen to you. Unless you can be enlisted, in which case they'll use you. You have no rights. Sucks. Can't vote. Sucks. The planet's falling apart. Feel ya, bro. Feel ya. Old people don't understand. They probably do. They probably just have enough emotional baggage of their own right now that they don't want to relate, don't want to understand. Being human just gets more complicated as you get older. Stick with it, kids. But I want to be able to tell people that I like them. Now, I want to be able to tell them that they are cute or sexy or hot or attractive, or be able to write them sappy poetry or notes about why they're so wonderful, or how they make the world a better place, or how grateful I am that they exist. And this is the kind of love that I want in my life. I want to be able to have this and share this with the people that make me feel it. I just want to be as authentic, consistently, and shamelessly as I can be, because motherfucker, you don't know how long you have. You don't know how long the people you love have. I've lost friends I was never expecting to lose, at least not this early on. I've lost loves in ways I really wasn't expecting. So the idea of just, oh god, it's fucking repulsive. The idea of being with one person and not loving romantically anyone else, it to me feels like cutting off a limb, or like stabbing into your heart and severing an aorta or something. It just sounds horrible. It sounds so inauthentic. And I didn't always feel this way, but I fell in love with someone, and we dated. I was fucking 12 at the time, and I thought, okay, this is it. I'm in love. Obviously, this will never end, because I cannot be wrong. I know how I feel. We will be married, and this will last forever. Because, you know, I was raised Christian, and we were both Christian, and this is in the Midwest, and, you know, people largely are raised to not want to engage with the possibility of something not lasting forever. We have a lot of myths about heaven and soulmates and all kinds of other very good feel good garbage and bullshit and lies like Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny and the Tooth Fairy that are just there to make us feel better, but not actually be better, and not actually meaningfully treat the ways that we're feeling, but just kind of they're there and not touch on it. Again, not judging. If you are with someone you love and you're going to be with them and only them for the rest of your life, good. I hope you're happy. I hope both of you are very happy with that, and stay happy with it. All the best. Not for me, though. Not for me. There is appeal. There's a lot of appeal to getting married or nesting down with someone and living with someone who's really comfortable and familiar, who you like, who likes you, who helps you see the world in a bigger, better, brighter, more interesting place. Oh, yeah, hell yeah, that's... Yeah, get me all misty-eyed right now. Here's the thing, though. You can fall in love with multiple people for different reasons. Person A might help you appreciate the beauty of modernist art. Person B might help you finally understand the appeal of interpretive dance. Person C might be like really, really hot and sexy in ways that persons A and B aren't. See how I didn't say sexier or hotter? I said in ways that the other two people aren't, because that's a really fucking important aspect. It's not competitive. It doesn't have to be competitive. One doesn't have to be higher than the other. That's fucking weird. if a world and society that we really want is one where folks are treated with equality and equity and shared good, then it seems real fucking weird to have very exclusive hierarchical relationships still dominate our society. Like, you know, if you're happy, you're happy, and I'm not trying to take that happiness from you. I'm just saying it doesn't make sense to me. And I didn't know that when I was a teenager. I didn't know that when I was a kid. I thought I was in love and it would last forever, just like everyone else. And then I met someone new. And that was the real mindfuck. I feel like everyone's been through this who has felt feelings, romantic feelings for more than one person. The next person you meet, there's this moment where you start feeling similarly or the same way about someone new. And that presents you, psychologically, really philosophically, not psychologically, philosophically, with a really interesting dilemma. Oh shit, I thought before, and clearly I can't be wrong, that this person was my one and only and forever and for always. But now this person is. So you can either get through that logical conundrum a few different ways. First way, most common way, is just be like, I was wrong. I was wrong the first time, and now I'm right. Now I'm right because I'm never wrong, and being temporarily mistaken before was just a step to get me here, where I am now more right, and therefore not wrong. Right? Or you can do the opposite, I suppose, and be like, I was right in the first place. This isn't the same. This isn't good or as real or as whatever. But I'm sad and I'm lonely and I want something. And this is here, so I'm gonna go for it. Same kind of thing. I wasn't wrong. But this is what I want, and this is good enough. And if I could go back, I'd still have the other one. Nah. I dated and fell for a third person and a fourth person, and then I started hooking up with people I really had no emotional or romantic. No romantic. Emotional, yes. Emotional connections, profound emotional connections. But then I started hooking up with people who I had no real, we're gonna be perfect for each other forever kind of feelings towards. Some of these folks I didn't even like that much. Which is shitty. It's shitty. I hear ya. Remember earlier when I was saying I was kind of a shitty teenager in a lot of ways, and I've been a shitty person throughout my life? Yeah, absolutely. Shitty. I tried to be honest and transparent about it, and I feel like I did an okay job. By my current day standards, horrible job, shameful job. But, you know, by then standards, passable. But that started a new conundrum. Well, I'm sexually involved with this person without any of that romance stuff. And I was convinced that it needed the romance that I had going on over here, so what's going on with that? And I still have feelings for this person, that person, and they're all in different ways. How do I rectify that with these systems that I've been brought up and conditioned to believe in and live by and adapt and adhere to? Nah. I went to college, started dating someone new, and I've talked, if you know me personally, if you have me added on Facebook anyway, and this is not an invitation to, I've talked about and shared writing from when I was that young. And a lot of it is still tied up in this sentiment of singular love, of ever increasing plateaus of infatuation, that one was better than the next, was better than the next, was better than the next, but still that quiet, ceaseless doubt that I was wrong about that and lying to myself about that, that the best relationship didn't exist, and I was just trying to reassure myself and create order out of chaos by believing in that. Which, just spoilers, it's all it is. Don't let it diminish having a good time and being with people you care about. That's its own fucking reward. It doesn't have to be the best. It just has to be love. It just has to be good. It just has to feel how it feels. It doesn't feel if you're aromantic. You may have a hard time relating to what I'm talking about. That's totally okay. And I'm sorry that I really excluded you from relating to this diatribe. You probably zoned out by now, and I feel ya. I feel ya. Well, no, I don't, but I understand. Yeah, I was still all up on that juice. Then I started seeing someone who I talked about earlier, actually, who was dating someone else. And it clicked to me, why the fuck should I care about this other person that they were seeing and their relationship to this person that I want to see, that I want to be involved with? Like, their relationship is not my relationship. My relationship is my relationship. So long as everybody's consenting and informed, then who gives a shit? Haters who aren't in the relationship and don't get a say. And to be candid, it was not handled that well. There was a lot of secrets and a lot of sneaking around and a lot of stupid kid bullshit. That's truly regrettable, and we ended up hurting people that I at least regret hurting, and ruined friendships and all that jazz. But I came out of it with a better understanding of what I wanted. So I proceeded to date this new person and somebody else. Was it 3 or 4? Man, my memory's not good. Date or see, these words don't clearly convey things, and I don't want to get into exhausting detail, but point being, I was like, oh yeah, this and all the while, even after I was seeing like 2 people, 3 people, I kept having feelings for people who were new for different reasons. Because, like, oh, this person is, like, really graceful and, like, speaks really well, or holy shit, this person's really smart and pretty, and they hang out with me and we smoke and talk about stuff that I don't talk about with other people. They have a bird that hates people but likes me. You know, it doesn't have to be I'm in love with this person and only this person, and we'll be in love together forever until we die and have no feelings vaguely bordering on this with anyone else ever. No, man, you're making the world such a... To me, that makes the world such a more sad and lonely and exclusionary place. But just because I'm polyamorous does not mean I'm not a stupid, insecure, soft, jealous little shit sometimes. I am... Oh my god, I have all kinds of garbage I need to work on and tease out and deconstruct and address. I have so many insecurities that lead to jealousy, that lead to all kinds of toxicities in my relationships that, frankly, are not dealt with. I think the human condition is so rife with potential for those insecurities and those fears that avoiding that altogether seems like a daunting and impossible task to me. And if you don't relate to that, God bless you for being a more balanced human being than I am, but nah dog. Nah dog. And those few relationships weren't handled especially well. You know, life is a continuing stream of regret. of learning and growing and changing and regret. Yeah, sometimes. But I left the college I was at. I went to a new college, and I was pretty crushed. A few of the relationships I'd had in my first school had drifted apart and fell apart for various reasons. A couple of them hung on. I still have some really meaningful relationships with a couple of the folks I was romantically involved with. It feels so weird to classify it as romantically involved or sexually involved with, because some of these things intersect and some of them don't. Some of the people I was romantically involved with, some of them I was sexually involved with, some of them I was neither, but they were still as important, if not more important, than either of those other two. And more important does, I know, imply a hierarchy, and yeah, I mean, if you give me a choice between you killing person A and you killing person B, I'm not a perfect human being. I would eventually break and make a call on that, because that's just how our brains work. And I'm sorry, we are tribalistic, xenophobic little shits, and we're trying real hard to overcome the demons of our nature, but I'm not there. I am not there. That shit you gotta talk about and work through. Anywho, went to new school, was planning on just staying heartbroken forever because, you know, I was young. 21? 21? 20, 21? Something like that, yeah. And ended up falling for a couple of people. Ended up having a couple of people fall for me. Some very unexpected. Some less unexpected. Some relationships developed in healthy ways. Some developed in unhealthy ways. And that was the first time I had tried to be in a committed relationship with someone while still being poly. And it did not fucking work. It did not work at all. It went horribly. It went horribly because they were younger than me and still figuring out what they wanted and how they wanted it and all that stuff. And how can you agree to something if you don't have context, right? If you don't have the experience to know what exactly it is you're agreeing to or you're wanting, or if you want it or you're just curious about it, stuff like that. And I was a little sympathetic at the time, but not sympathetic enough at the time to that. So I started dating a couple different people, and then they were hurt by it, so I stopped seeing the other people. But then, because I didn't want to hurt them, but then you can probably see where this is growing. It led to animosity and me feeling controlled and restricted and holding that against them. Again, your boy Alex gives pretty okay advice, but far from perfect. That eventually spiraled into both of us cheating on each other and both of us lying about it and trying to hide it from each other. It was just a fucking tornado of a train wreck by the end. I laugh because it was fucking devastating. It wasn't just like a bad breakup for the two of us. We roped so many more people into this toxic downward spiral. It was calamitous. I ended up getting involved with romantically and sexually and etc. with some of their friends, some of their friends' friends, and people who didn't like them. And it was a really small school, and it was a high percentage of it was very much a liberal arts school, and the gender ratio was definitely in my preference at that time. As in, like, less cishet dudes. Pretty weird. Pretty weird time. Thoroughly regrettable. It really, in retrospect, just seemed like I was on a bit of an emotional bender, and like it was to the point that oh god, it was just fucking exhausting. The amount of people we roped into this nonsense. It's really embarrassing to talk about. It's really, really fucking embarrassing to talk about. But, like, if I don't talk about it, just brush over and act like, I'm poly, and I'm perfect, and this romantic inclination and this identity are spotless, and everything's so wonderful. Not that be misrepresenting the truth. Just like any other human endeavor, or at least any involving me, it was a trial and error process. It had its high highs and it had its low lows. It had its shadow and it had its light. It had lots of people getting hurt for dumbass reasons and lots of people being healed for equally dumbass reasons. But I left that school and then didn't date anyone for a while. Had some short rendezvous with people. Didn't want to date anyone. Moved to Seattle and was really excited to be like, alright, I'm here, I can build a new life. Let's start dating multiple people. It started out that way, and I met someone I really liked, and we really seemed to get along. Like it was to the point where people around us would like smile at us, seeing us together, in that kind of like, in a way that just felt weird and surreal, like Truman Show-y. Like we were just sitting by the canal, and I'm not saying where. One time, and people went by on a boat cheering for us to kiss. It felt like the universe was fucking cheering us on. It's a high, right? And I was really scared. I was really scared of losing them. I was really scared that I felt this amazing, strong feeling that I was so wrapped up in them, but I was still not fully recovered from my past relationships. You know, didn't do the work. And I was so scared. It's such a stupid, irrational thing that it was all a trick. That this person who I was really, really wrapped up in was essentially laughing at me behind my back, and was actually more interested in these other people they were seeing than me, because my prior experience being in a polyamorous relationship, committed one, went super fucking toxic. But I didn't bring it up. I should have. I didn't bring it up. I sat on that feeling, and one day as I was walking from the bus stop to their place, back to where I worked and lived, I made the decision to trust them. I made the decision to just believe that they were telling the truth, believe that they liked me, believe that it wasn't a trick, and worst case scenario was I got hurt. Nah, I was already hurt before, so fucking what's new? Who gives a shit? It's one of the freeing things about having been through a painful experience, is you're not afraid of it anymore. It's like falling off of a bike. They were actually the person who told me that they wanted to be in a committed monogamous relationship. And at first I was like, are you sure? Like, I don't want to take this from you. It seems really important to you. Totally not cognizant of myself and my needs. Because I thought, like, oh yeah, security. Security's nice. I want this, and I want to not be afraid. This seems like a way to have this and not be afraid. Yeah. No. No. Dumb Alex. It was something we really should have talked through more. And for a while it was really good. Then we rushed into living together, and we rushed into a lot of things, and remember when I talked about the last relationship I'd been in where we had agreed to be monogamous, but we weren't actually both completely on board, and it led to a lot of animosity? Well, what do you bet it happened again? But I was not the one feeling frustrated and controlled and held back this time around. And that was like not that long into the relationship, and there's lots of other more important reasons why it fell apart, but you know, I'm still really really happy I took the risk. Genuinely. It was, in a lot of ways, stupid. If I could go back now, knowing what I know now, no, I won't do the same thing. What else would I do? How would I go for it? I don't fucking know, but... But it's so nice, right now, to be at a point where I can reflect and be like, yeah, there were a lot of good points in that relationship. By the end, less so. Obviously, because it ended. But I don't ever want to put myself in a position again where I am inclined to say or act like I do not love the people that I love, and I do not want to keep loving them. My love is not exclusive. At times, it can definitely be warped into being hierarchical. Is that healthy? I don't know. I don't fucking know, man. It's complicated. But it's been really, 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 really goddamn relieving to be able to talk to people I have feelings for and just say, I think you're amazing and I hope you're doing well, or I love you, or I miss you, or all that jazz, and not feel like it's some dirty fucking secret. Because enjoying somebody else's company shouldn't be a bad thing, unless it's like, I don't know, unconsensual. What are you trying to say here, Alex? My brain's breaking. You know, so long as both people involved are into it and happy, what's the problem? And if there is jealousy, you know, that's something to talk about. Something to work through and overcome. Jealousy can happen for all kinds of reasons. Fear of abandonment. Fear of being replaced. Etc, etc, etc. Trust me, I get you. But I don't want a life of coddling comfort. I don't want a life where I'm told that people love me and will never leave me, and that I'm the only person they will ever love, and that they'll never love anybody else the same way, because it's a fairy tale, and I don't want to live that fairy tale. I want people who love me and will tell me why, and can tell me how, and can see me shine and remind me how I shine. And I want to be able to see these people and the other people that they love, the other people that they like, the other people that they spend company with, that they have in their lives, and instead of my feeling at first being jealousy or insecurity, being gratitude that I'm having gratitude that I'm in company like that I'm considered beautiful in the same vein that all these other beautiful or exciting or interesting or passionate or meaningful people are. I don't want to live a life where it's a competition. I don't want to live a life where it's exclusive. I want to live a life where I can celebrate people's differences and flaws and not be afraid of theirs or my own. But, you know, it's just me, and it's pretty nice here on my high horse. Makes me really sad to remember my first relationship. Like, we hurt each other a lot. we're friends now. She's doing okay. She's doing pretty well, actually. But yeah, so sad that kids get so wrapped up in these ideas they've been taught about are real, and have so much of their identity and sense of self-worth poured into these myths. Like that. It's a song I really like, even though I don't like the literal lyrics. You know, you're nobody till somebody loves you. I mean, no. God, just in popular media, how often it's represented that failure in life is being alone, or being a virgin, or being whatever else. It's so bizarre, the value we fixate on having sex. It's fun. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. You know, find somebody who wants to do it with you, and if you want to do it with them, do it. Be safe about it. Get tested between partners, etc., etc. Just you know, common decency. But in American media, in American society, it's treated as like the end-all be-all of all human contact and experience. This is the zenith, and nothing matters as much as this. Oh god. Oh, there's a great term for this, and I totally forget what it is. That those relationships are escalator relationships. That's not it. It's that's different. Essentially, that the relationship is A to B. The relationship is trying to get to sex, and then once you are at sex, the relationship has fulfilled its purpose. You just have the sex, and that was the goal, and that is what you do, and just do this forever. You have won. This is the game. Congratulations. From a biological perspective, it has fulfilled its purpose. But why the fuck is that what we perpetuate, is being like this highest experience of meaningful human connection? Why the hell is that what we perpetuate as being like, oh, that's it, that's the best? So, and God, in the United States, we have such weird and disturbing attitudes towards sex. Who the fuck has kids and then is like, kids, you better not be banging? How the hell did you have kids, and where do you get off on being such a goddamn hypocrite? No. I was about to be like, I first had sex when I was... No. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. But so many goddamn social interactions and institutions and everything else are built up around boning. It's just, you know, cool and fun, but it's really, really toxic to put it on such a pedestal. It adds so much pressure, it adds so much guilt and shame and, oh my god, the weird puritanical Christian values. I guess they're not just Christian values, religious values largely are so backward and so very, very patriarchal. Yes, well, if a man loses his virginity, it is nothing but a good thing. But if a woman has lost her virginity, she is not but a whore. Like, that's such a backwards fucking attitude. Yet it's continued to be perpetuated in media, in our fucking religions in this country. Like, goddamn. Why do we hate women so much in this country? Rather, why do we hate everything that's not a cishet white man in this country? Sorry, no. Why do we hate everything that's not an affluent cishet white man who votes for the correct parties in this country? There's your answer. The answer is in the question. Because these systems of power sustain themselves through violence. Institutional violence. I'm not saying, per se, that monogamy is an aspect of this white, Christian, hetero patriarchy that we exist in. But also, kinda. Look at the fucking discussion around gay marriage and just how goddamn long that took. Who had ownership, primarily in the United States, of the institution of marriage, or who feels that they own the institution? It's the fucking American churches. Same ones that are like patriarchal to the bone and sexist to their core. It's such a ridiculous notion that anyone should claim that they should decide who's allowed to get married or not. Marriage predates every known religion. It predates every known organized society. Pair bonding is something that is demonstrated in all kinds of species, varying in complexity from the very, very simple to the sentient and disturbingly intelligent. And us. So the idea that there's some fucking ceremony you can perform by saying words and invoking a higher power that doesn't exist, that somehow gives your pairing more legitimacy than a pairing that didn't do the exact same thing, is abso-fucking-lutely aggravating. Now, if you want to get married, or you are married, and it's done good by you, hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Good. I'm glad. I am genuinely happy. However, it is a tool of social reproduction that feeds into some pretty questionable systems of power that has been appropriated and manipulated by those systems of power to perform a pretty specific function within the context of our society, and that's something worth giving a little bit of thought. Maybe. Yeah, just I am on a goddamn roll today. Who else can I offend? And that's not the point. I'm not, and I guess this is kind of contemporary humor. I'm not out to offend people. I'm just I want people to be happy. I want the world to be a place where people can be happy and loved and in healthy relationships where they are cared for by each other and the governments that supposedly lead and represent them. Not big aspirations. You would think, inherently, not big, but yeah. I'm still scared. I was writing about it last night, actually. I uploaded a photo to my Instagram feed of something I was writing, and I blurred most of it out. If you have a wish to subject yourself to a rather painful reading experience, you can mostly make out what I was writing about. But I was really just writing and exploring the fear and anxiety I'm feeling around these feelings that I'm having towards people. Romantic feelings. Sexual feelings? Mostly the romantic part, honestly. Oh, you know, probably a little bit of both. I'm still scared of getting hurt. I'm really scared of hurting other people. I'm scared of being jealous. I'm scared of disappointing. I'm scared of being disappointed. I'm scared of so many things. Little things, big things. I'm fucking 27. And I'm still terrified when I start getting romantically interested in people. So if you're an awkward teenager and you're like, when will I be confident? Well, you know, maybe sooner than me. I'm not a late bloomer, I just overthink shit. Really overthink shit. Welcome to the channel, may not have been aware of that. Yeah, it's scary. Because even if you think that you like someone, even if you do like someone, what do you do about it? Under what conditions do you do this about it, and under what conditions do you do that about it? And yeah, man, it's fucking exhausting to think this way. I think I've vocalized this a bit before, but in a past relationship, in my most recent relationship, pretty early on, we were talking about anxiety. Or I was. My anxiety, specifically. My fear, more aptly, more pointedly. If you think it's exhausting to hear, imagine how exhausting it is to experience. I was also talking about my depression at the time. If you think it's bad, I don't disagree. But imagine not being able to shut it up. Imagine that you just have to live with it and breathe with it and feel it. All the time. You gotta find the truth in it. You gotta find the beauty in it. Or else that shit will drive you absolutely insane. Like, give me the next tier. We're not gonna make it to the next island. And even though it's been an hour and I normally put in a cup by now. Put in a cup by now. I don't wanna, because I'm enjoying score rushing a little bit. Give it to me. Son of a bitch, give me the new island. Come on. Yeah. Yeah. Human existence is a real fucking trip. It's hard. And it stays hard from what I hear. Some parts get easier, some parts get harder. Depends on who you are, where you are, what you're doing. And how easy or hard that thing seems to you. So much of human existence is just incredibly subjective and relative and meaningless. Which is fun in a way, but also like exhausting in others. Give me them points. Give me them fucking points and give me that goddamn island. Give it to me! Why? Why do you hate me, game? What do you want from me? But why? Why? Yeah. Yeah. Oh God. So earlier in the week, just to give the quiet, burning anxiety I'm feeling about going on a date on this weekend. I was already planning on getting a haircut this weekend. And I already had no idea what the hell I was gonna do. Like the poof. The poof? I like the poof. The side's getting a little long, it's looking a little rough, especially the back, which you can't really see. It's getting too long and looking a little for my taste. I wanna have them shaved sides, give me one of them undercuts, though it's really not under anything. Just to streamline this shit a little bit, help make it more pronounced. I was also thinking, maybe some color. Maybe blue. Maybe so my eyes actually look blue and not just clouded by my fucking glasses. Though there's nothing that's gonna stop that, really. And I've been thinking about this for like 3 fucking weeks. I've been agonizing over this for like 3 weeks. What do I think looks good? What do other people think looks good? What will feel good? What will get me weird looks at work? Will that outweigh the good it makes me feel when I'm on my own? Just back and forth, and God, having this analytical fucking computational brain that I have is such a blessing and such a fucking burden sometimes. Yes, let's overthink this to death. Last time I got a haircut, it took me months. It's just life with anxiety, baby. It's the good shit. Let's put some walls up and hope that gets me new island, cause Daddy needs a new pair of island. By that I mean new island. Yes, let me out of this hell. Yeah, I don't know. So I was already feeling like kinda. Alright, so the person I'm seeing is like real cute. I mean, naturally I feel that way, right? Because I want to go on a date with them because I think they are cute. And I'm also going through this, my hair looks terrible, I look terrible, I need to fix this, but I don't know how to fix this crisis at the same time. So I don't know, man. I'm pretty attractive. 7 out of 10? I don't know. 6 out of 10? I don't fucking know. That entire way of gauging attractiveness is dangerous and non-productive. And also, statistically, most people rate themselves at like a 7 out of 10, which, if there were such a hierarchy and it weren't just subjective bullshit, then, don't math out. And I know more positive people out there would be like, well, Alex, everybody's a 10. I'm like, I don't feel like a 10. I don't feel like a 6 some days. Some days I feel like a fucking 3. Not like a 1 or a 2, but like a 3 or a 4. Not in love with that fact. I don't love that I have those days. But it's true. Yeah, I don't know. In the last, I don't have my phone. In the last, what fucking month? 9 months, I have gone from being about 150 pounds. Not muscle, I can tell you that much. I worked at an escape room and did not have a consistent or really all that healthy diet. Really just ate whatever. Was not feeling great about myself. Turns out when you're in a relationship that isn't going that well, comfort food becomes an all too common thing. Are your kids doing comfort food? Yeah, so I balance my diet, and I've been barely working out. Like, I go up a lot of stairs at work, and I actually walk to work instead of just going down the street, though it's still pretty much down the street, and I occasionally lift some pretty light weights in the middle of the night because I'm graveyard and I don't want to make noise. So, and by the time I'm off of work, I'm too goddamn tired to go to the gym, and also I don't like being looked at while I'm working out, so it really limits my options. But that said, I dropped from 150 to I'm about 130 now, depending on the day. Sometimes like 128, sometimes 135 in that range. So like 132 average or 129 average, depending on the day and the water weight. And if I'm measuring myself after a shower, or whatever else. I have a lot to be proud of. I'm on a diet that cost me $150 a month. That's it, living in Seattle. This diet provides 100% of all my nutritional needs. Doesn't involve meat at all. It's lacto-ovarian, vegetarian friendly, which is to say it involves eggs and milk and yogurt. And I know. Therefore, it's not totally animal cruelty free, and it's not vegan, and it's not a perfect system. And I don't disagree with you, but fucking hard to do math to make it both cheap and affordable and not bad for the planet, and I had to compromise somewhere, and it wasn't going to be on money. So because I want to survive and have money to do fun things. No, it's pretty cool. I'm pretty proud of it. I'm liking how I'm feeling. I'm liking more how I'm looking. I'm feeling much more like myself. My mood is just skyrocketed. My depression has gotten a lot better. Like, lots and lots of reasons to feel good about myself. And yet, still, the boy doth have insecurity and fear, and parts of my body I don't like, and parts of my body I have embarrassment about, and insecurity about, and fear about. And, maybe that stuff I'll eventually work through. I hope so. Hope it doesn't take that long. I hope I just, wake up tomorrow and I'm over it. But, probably won't be. That's okay. But my brain is full of that right now. Just absolutely full of that, which is part of why I wanted to record something, was just to do something productive, feel a little good about myself, feel like I got something done, even though I'm not getting anything done. I should be cleaning. Like my kitchen really needs to be cleaned before anyone gets anywhere near my apartment ever. It's not bad. Not great. I make a lot of lentils. I make a lot of vegetable food, and listen, I'm not the cleanest person in the world. I'm not always the most thorough cleaner. Okay? This may come as some surprise. It shouldn't. If you listen to anything I've ever said, or looked at me in the way I present myself. But, yeah, I need to do that, and I need to do laundry. To my credit, I went to the store today, bought food and wine, because I thought that I might be going out with somebody else this weekend, and I don't think I am. I think it might be later this week, or next week. Not at all. It's a friend, I think. I don't really know, man. I'm trying to redefine a lot of relationships right now, and trying to tease out boundaries. When I was in a committed relationship, especially when it was going downhill, I was really closed off to just about anything, platonic, romantic, just anything. I just wanted to be alone and asleep and not dead, just numb. Like, just not having to deal with what I was dealing with. So I'm trying to refuel out those things. And I don't drink, like, at all anymore. I've talked about that. But if I'm going to have people back over to my apartment, I want to be able to give people stuff if they want it. I'm a ridiculously good, kind, giving, lover host. Both. So I picked up some very cheap champagne that I used to drink all the time in college, all the time. Could I have gotten better stuff? Oh, hell yeah. But, and if I'm buying stuff that may never be drank, I'm at least gonna get some nostalgia out of it. It's not bad, it's not amazing, it's not bad. It's hard to go wrong with champagne. You can go very wrong with champagne. I used to be a bit of a wine snob, actually, so I was in the fucking supermarket just like with my arms crossed for way too long, pacing up and down the wine aisle and just like, not shaking my head, but like feeling like I was shaking my head, just like, what is this trash? None of this is what I would be drinking. These are all very plain and don't try anything creative or exciting, and they're all from boring ass places like California and etc. etc. There's a lot of good California wine. I've tried a lot of wines and I know what I like and I know what I don't like, and in this selection there was a lot that I feel pretty ambivalently about. That was nice. But also, like, I'm getting new rugs tomorrow, so I gotta install those. Which shouldn't be hard, but I hope that they fit right, and I'm gonna have to tear apart my bedroom for that. And then I'm getting 5 or 6 other new things tomorrow that I was expecting downtime this weekend. I was building up to the idea of going on a date, on dating people, on having people over, hanging out at my place. I was getting there. It's been a slow effort to get my apartment to a place where it feels like home, and it's been there. It's in a really, really good place right now. And so next up, I'm like, oh, okay, let's actually buy some fucking floor cushions so people can sit at my, I forget the word for it, Japanese table, and eat from the table without just sitting on the ground. And I don't love the cushions I got, but I got something. I'm like, okay, well, let's get some more color in here because I like it being all black, but it's also kind of depressing. So let's get some more light in here, and like, let's get more kinds of tea, and let's get a nicer tea kettle, and let's get this, and let's get that. And, man, capitalism is so crafty. It's not really about what I want. It's more about what other people want and making other people feel comfortable and at home right now. I am a fairly confident person. At times I am a rampantly overconfident person, in fact. But I'm also very much a big softie and a caretaker, and I want to make people happy and comfortable and feel safe. And just, if I bring people into my home, I want it to feel like a refuge. And if I can't do that, if it's not to that point yet, I'm embarrassed of it and ashamed of it. Because I want it to be that kind of positive, that kind of healing, that kind of etc. etc. Oh, but we moved up the schedule a little bit here. Watch, and this is honestly, karmically, the funniest thing that could happen is no one ends up coming over to my place. That we end up doing other things and going other places, or never making it remotely near here, which is perfectly fine and could be a lot of fun. Who fucking knows? But if I put all this time and thought and anxiety into a thing that I just like never share with other people, that'd be It's really funny. Like you would have to appreciate the dramatic irony of that. I am someone who loves dramatic irony in my life. Because you either love it or you hate it. I'd rather embrace it and try to enjoy the madness of it. Where do I want this? I don't fucking know. Oh, I feel like this has served its purpose. And I spat out enough verbal diarrhea to calm myself down enough to the point where I can actually sleep. It's been an hour and a half. It is noon. I actually do have to go to sleep in an hour or so because I'm working early tonight. So, what's our takeaway? What's the moral of the story here? Love who you love. Do it honestly. Do it consistently. Do it out loud. Give affirmation. If it makes people uncomfortable, back the fuck off. You love them, you don't want to make them uncomfortable. If it's unrequited, that's okay. That's okay. You think they're great. Keep thinking they're great. I'm trying not to bridge off into a segue about monogamy and the normalcy of marriage culture are major underlying causes of people perceiving the friend zone and the subculture of incels becoming a thing. Clearly, these are products of I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm only mentioning that I could do it and describing how I would do it so as to do it, but without committing to the bit. Which is also how I flirt with people when I'm not sure if they're comfortable with me flirting with them. It's a huge cop-out. It is a huge, lazy cop-out, and this is the way I need to grow and improve. Is I'll be like, I can't even, like... I wanted to say, or I was thinking of saying, da-da-da-da-da-da-da, or I was, you know, something like that. It's really dumb. It's really dumb, but I can be a big, shy baby and not do it. And not tell people that I like them, or that they're cute, or sexy, or anything else. I just... So often I need other people to make the first move. Once we get the boat going, yeah, I am more than happy to help steer and row, but I am paralyzed with the fear of making people uncomfortable or feel unsafe that I just, oh god, I can't fucking do it. I do not. It's like minorly a fear of rejection and mostly, god damn it, he's gone off on a tangent again. I did it again. Love each other. Be honest about it, communicate about it. If you have feelings for people that you feel like you shouldn't have feelings for, fucking talk about it to the people who are important to you. Process it, share it, work through it together. Figure out what to do or not to do. And try to do the least amount of harm possible when you're doing it. Bring joy into your life and other people's lives. Try to share as much of that joy as you can with other people. If you need space to yourself, take space to yourself. If you need time to heal, take time to heal. If you need to take a breath, take a breath. If you are uncomfortable and need to back off, back off. Life doesn't have to be hard. It is, though. It is, because the world's falling apart, and capitalism has us all enslaved, and our democracy is a lie, and just, you know, the usual. But, you know, hey, not all that. Your boy has a big old crush on, like, one big old crush, two big old crush, three big old crush, a couple resurgent crushes, A couple? More than a couple? I don't know. I'm happy. I hope you're happy too. Until tomorrow, make sure to comment, share, like, subscribe, join the Democratic Socialists of America, and I'll see you then. Toodaloo. Take care. Bye-bye.